Alright everybody, today is a project we're going to be building some Celica parts, and the parts we're going to be building are the inner rockers, and I'll give you a run through of my process on doing that. So the first part of building a proper patch panel, I like to have patterns, and so we got the front pattern and the back pattern out of cereal box cardboard. And this will do both sides. You have to basically, what I've done is you trace it flat. It shows where to put the bends, where the seat belts go, for example, on this one. Give my size that I need, and here's the front piece also. And so then it's nice if you can have profiles. So this is the lower portion of a rocker for the Celica. So as you can see, it gives you a really nice profile to work with for the inner rocker. And I got both sides so I can work with both halves. And then of course your 18 gauge steel. I'm building the parts of 18 gauge steel. So the first thing I'm going to do is you want to put some gloves on so that you don't get your steel all rusty. I just use my welding gloves. You can probably use rubber gloves too. These are just more comfortable for me. So we're going to start with the back one. I'm going to wipe it down a little bit with paper towel so that the marker will stick on there, otherwise it wants to kill my Sharpie. So I'm going to lay this on here, and we'll get the most use of our steel, and we're going to draw our shape onto there. And I'm going to put the marks on where the folds have to be made. Basically, you want to transfer everything over from your template. And then if you've got a straight edge, you can use it for this part. What I'm just going to do is use my other piece of steel that I'm using to build the other rocker. We got to put some lines down on here for our 90-degree bend. Just rotate the marker a bit so that you don't wear out that tip as fast. This is the pattern laid out on the steel here. The next step will be cutting it, and I'll probably draw the other one up right away, just in a reverse form. I got both left and right sides of the rear half of the inner rockers. I always make them in halves because it's a little easier to work with. Smaller equipment in my shop. So the next step is going to be cutting these out. And there's not much to cut. This is a 90-degree tab that gets folded, so we're going to cut this off and this off. I'll drill out the corners, cut it out, and then drill out these holes. Same on this one. I use my cutoff disc. This is how I cut everything, because on a cutoff disc there are other ways of doing it, but these are the tools I have. So. The next step is folding this tab down, and this is going to be a tab that gets where you weld it to the wheel tub. So you get a little close up there, you stick it in the vise at right on the Sharpie line that you drew on the fold line, just under it. So when it folds, you have the fold on the fold spot. So I grab a rubber mallet and my hammer. So the tools that I use, rubber mallet, hammer. I like to have it down here closer to where I'm folding with pressure. Tap it with your rubber mallet. The reason I use the rubber mallet is this. For the starting fold, it leaves no indents in there. So once you have it kind of flat, you very lightly give it hammer tap. This way, that gives you your sharper crease now. And then I'm going to take it and flip it upside down. So yeah, now we just hammer this back a little bit. Your angle, that's the first tab. Alright, so the next step is going to be putting the 90-degree fold along this edge at the very top, or not the edge, but the first Sharpie mark. And my metal brake is too small for it, so I got to do it by hand. So into the vise it goes, along that line. And we'll work it slowly. The rubber mallet first. A bit of a slower process, but it works. Little by little, and you get it. You catch it just at the next. Now you can see it's just started folding, and the end's kind of here. So now we're going to catch it just at this point, and we'll take it down further. So then where the join was kind of right here, and we'll just take it along. Get your initial fold in there. And I'm actually hitting it with the rubber mallet just right along as close to this edge as possible. So you got a bit of an angled bend, and eventually this will turn into a 90 degrees. So now we work it all over again, just like we just did. Now you got your bend in there. You can get a little more aggressive with the crease. This out. In here, it's kind of a curve right on this point where I stopped the last bend. So what I'm going to do, you hammer this down here, there you can see it just there, until that goes flat. Then you know you're even with the last one. If you look in there now, it's flush. So when you pull it out, you'll have a uniform bend in that section. Now you're hammering your 90 degree into there. 90-degree in there, and I believe it's a soft curve. I'm going to check with my templates, but I don't think I need to hammer this completely hard flat to right angle. We'll leave a bit of a round in the middle. So now we go to the cutout of the car. This is the inner rocker we're trying to build here, just the rear portion. And the angle we just put in was this one right here. So what I want to do is hold it up against here. And you can see it lines up there. And it's got the right kind of curve in the profile there. So that's what we're after. Now the next thing we need to do is we've got the 90 in here, we need to put the more gradual curve into here. And what I did was, I used to bend it in the vise similar and just a little bit less curved, but I just came up with an idea. I took a 2x4 and I sanded the one edge to match the profile. So what I'm going to do is stick it in the vise. The curve is here. Now we got our part marked out. This is our center of our fold line. We're going to throw this in here, clamp it down. And this actually, the wood piece sits right on the bottom of the vise, so it's perfect. And then we're just going to push. Work it over a bit. So what we got to do in this area, this is the back by the rear wheel tub. This gets flatter, gets even flatter here. We'll hammer that flat later. And then this curve is more gradual after that. So we take the rubber mallet again. Push here, hit here. So we'll have to do a little bit on here. But I'm hitting more here instead of right on the curve. We just want to flatten. Otherwise it gives kind of a hump. We just want to flatten it. Okay. So now we're going to flatten this a little bit more. So we got to hammer this area flat because the seatbelt has to fit on there. Then we're going to mallet this down a little bit here. So now it's flatter here, it's more curved here. Now we're going to fix up this edge. Basically all I'm going to do is stick it in my vise and press it flat. That gets me pretty close. Now I'm just going to take it on the vise here, flatten out what's left. So we have our rocker, and next part is to drill out these holes and cut the seatbelt hole and do a test pit on the seatbelt. So we're going to center punch these holes. So I got the seatbelt holes drilled for mounting the seatbelt mechanism, and the seatbelt actually sits in the rocker, the inerter reel. And now I've center punched each corner. I'm going to take this drill bit, drill them out, and then just cut off disc what's left. So these are the seatbelt holes. Drilled out spots, cut the squares out in both parts. So you got your outer rockers, the inner rockers, both rear halves. And so the seatbelts, we'll do the test now to see if they fit. Stick it in the hole, like in the car, get a little twist, lines up. That's the back side, that's the front side, so that fits. The other side right away, that fits too. So we're going to make a front half now of the inner rocker. This is my template here. The steel that we're going to be using, a piece of 18 gauge. And it's going to be for the passenger side, this one. We're going to flip it over because we need the passenger side. And what I'm going to do is transfer the measurements that I used for this so that they line up for sure with the other, with the rear ones. So I've already punched the holes for I got to drill out. I think these are the holes that mount that allow you to mount the plastic panels on the inside, and this one mounts one of the nut clips for the inner wheel arch splash guard. So now we're going to end up cutting out these parts here. I've got the cuts made. I cut this out along here, along here. So now we're going to do some bending. So we're going to start with putting the 90-degree in here, just like we did on the other one. So the next thing we got to do is put a bend in along this line like we did for the other one. So we got the front half inner rocker. All we got left is to drill the holes. Little side profile. So here is the completed front half of the inner rocker. Same as I made for my car. Thanks for joining me, guys, on this segment of how I build my inner rocker for the Celica.